Hello, love. If this video has found you and you have found it, take heed is what I'm hearing, because there are some big messages that want to come through. I have not posted in a while because I have been going through some very interesting timeline shifts. And a lot of this involves some purging and alchemizing that needs to take place when it comes to the old self versus the new self, and essentially newly what we are embodying. Now, I don't know where this message is going to go, but I'm feeling Spirit is giving me the image of a volcano that is about ready to burst. And this volcano is essentially a phoenix from the fire for anyone who is finding this message. This is timely yet timeless. There are timely aspects of this energetically that are affecting us as a collective. When I say collective here, I mean those of us who resonate with being on a spiritual journey of alchemy and transformation in this lifetime. Those of us who are here for the ascension, the descension, and the ascension, because it goes both ways. If you identify as an empath, starseed, and lightworker, a spiritually sensitive empath, or anyone who has signed up for some massive soul growth in this lifetime, you are in the right place. Make no mistake of it, is what I'm hearing my guides and spirits say. Now, this is going to be part channeling, and I am being guided to pop some cards from the Light Seers Tarot, which I've got here. I have this piece of kyanite, blue kyanite to hand. The energies of Commander Ashtar and Lazar. If you are an OG of the channel, you know who Commander Ashtar and Lazar are. They are here because we're talking about timeline shifts, and specifically that the obstacle is now the way, more than ever, okay? Shout out to you, Ohana, for the conversation that we just had about this. This is big, and it's happening fast. As I was pulling out the Light Seers Tarot, the Five of Swords popped out. So this is just another confirmation about the obstacle being the way. The Five of Swords is an energy of conflict, but also reevaluation through conflict and through challenges. If you resonate with being an alchemist, and I mean, when I say that, what I mean here is you understand that in the difficulties, in said challenges, there are opportunity, that when we talk about it in terms of light and dark, that the dark is an opportunity for more light to be shed on something. You are an alchemist, and you're here to transform in some way, shape, or form, okay? The obstacle is now the way. I'm just going to tap into, and the thing is, we've also got here the Knight of Wands in reverse. Some of us are feeling like we're struggling to dance to the beat of our own drum, but that is part of the journey. That's part of the way. So if some of you are really, some of us right now are really at odds with the way that we see ourselves living in the world, how we see ourselves functioning in the 3D, take heart, because part of that is actually the way. The difficulties and the obstacles are actually the way. They just want me to keep on saying that. It's crazy. It's like, use this as your mantra. I'm getting an energy here around like this should be our new mantra. This is the way forward. The obstacle is now the way. When you see things as such, then anything that might come up along your path can't take you down. Another thing that's happening a lot is this. I had this happen on Sunday. It's Thursday today, so it's what, the last 5 days or so? 6 days, right? Give or take. Anyway, since on Sunday, I had what felt like, and it was, Spirit is confirming that, a dark night of the soul that lasted just a number of hours. It probably lasted about 2 to 3 hours. And then what needed to be purged and what needed to be alchemized was, and that was it. And I had another one this afternoon. And I feel like I'm still kind of coming out of it. And part of the process of me coming out of it is actually coming on here and sharing 555 on the counter as I say that, sharing these insights, because this is essentially what came out of this. There are some very big timeline shifts, and please share in the comments if this is something that you are experiencing or feel that you are about to experience. Some of us might be going through the thick of it right now. Some of us are in anticipation of it because the changes are happening and they're coming in quick. Some of us are having to loop back around to previous challenges or perceived issues in order to close them out. I'm also seeing some of us having to go through cord clearing type meditation ceremonies, practices, where in doing so, we are actually adding more protection to our energetic field, more sovereignty, essentially, to our energetic field, okay? This doesn't feel like it's going to be a very long message. I just need to come on here and I need to pop some cards for the collective, the Two of Swords, as I split the deck. Just another huge nod here to your intuition being on point. I'm getting with that if, for some of you, you've had a feeling about someone or some situation that you've had a hard time shaking, trust that. The Empress, as I split the deck. And I'm getting, funny enough with this image, I'm getting that the solar flares that are hitting Mama Gaia, hitting the earth, have been a huge prompt for these timeline shifts, which have been ongoing. This has been happening for a while now, okay? All right. The obstacle is the way. This is just going to be a quick ditty. Meant to find who it is meant to find who it is meant to find. Okay. Two of Wands. They want me to pull this out. The Five of Wands. Okay. This goes back to that Five of Swords. They want me to put that out there as well. One final card here. Oh, interesting. Knight of Cups. Ten of Cups, and the King of Pentacles in reverse. All right. And then we've got the Two of Pentacles in reverse at the bottom of the deck. So I'm going to start here. I'm hearing that for some of us, we are at a point now where we're coming out of a wishy-washy kind of energy that is actually helping us tremendously to feel more grounded. So there is an energy here with this Two of Pentacles coming out in reverse. I'm getting a lot of resistance wanting to come through with that. Okay. Oh, wow. And I just keep on hearing with that, the obstacle is the way. There is angelic energy and angelic forces at work here. For some of us, this protection is happening on a level we cannot even comprehend. part of this has to do with the solar flares and the upkick in light codes here on Mama Gaia. This is also another reason why some of us may also be feeling a lot of activity in our solar plexus. This has been happening for me as well. They're confirming that. Okay. Just concentrations of energy. A lot of us are getting upgrades to the solar plexus. This is twofold is what they're showing me. For those of us who channel through the solar plexus, this is an upgrade that's taking place. And also this is a restoration of what was once a compromised will. Now that is a topic for a whole other conversation when it comes to empaths and highly sensitive empaths and highly sensitive people who come in to this lifetime. They can incarnate, and especially through I'm hearing predictive programming and the programming that they grow up with, the indoctrination, they can, it installs, is what Lazar is showing me. It installs a program that runs like in a computer, like a software of a compromised will, a compromised willpower to act in a sovereign way, to act for your highest and greatest good, with your cup full, with no distortion or depletion. This is also an energy of compromised will specific to relationships. This is something that we're going to get into moving forward on the channel and in the work that I'm doing. I'm just going to tease that here for a moment because I'm being called to, and I'm building offerings around this. I'm being called to work very much with this, with the empath collective, spiritually awakened empaths, empath starseeds, empath lightworkers. Okay? This energy of compromised will and how it works in relationships and the distortions that we have around emotion and feeling and the manipulation of that in a distorted way. Okay, so that what it does is it essentially compromises the choices that we make. They do not come from a sovereign place. We're usually making choices either from a feeling, an emotion, a trauma bond, a wound, a compromised will center. That is not rooted in your sovereignty or rooted in your soul and soul blueprint. Okay? So, for some of us, this what is happening right now is there is a reinstalling going on of the willpower center. And this also can apply to psychic gifts and abilities and talents when it comes to channeling and being a clearer channel through the solar plexus. That's 1313 on the counter as I say that. Okay, Two of Wands. We are reestablishing goals, trajectories, timelines, and dreams. The Two of Wands is a portal. Portals are opening up. What I love is that in this particular card, we have Mama Gaia herself, a representation of the globe here of Mama Gaia. Some of us are being called to travel. Some of us are being called to certain places on Earth. I know that some of us in this collective and on this channel, people who are subscribed here, thank you, family, I love you, who are grid workers, okay? Some of us are being called to move. And in moving, and this goes back to the solar plexus and willpower and change and movement, because they're putting a lot of emphasis here on the lower three energetic centers or chakras when it comes to actually physically moving through our reality, our physical reality. We are being pulled or prompted or propelled or compelled to move in different directions. That is a portal for change. That's another way that timelines are shifting. So that might be a confirmation for some of you. The Five of Wands, what I'm seeing here is an actual energy of not conflict, but we're trying to make something, and essentially we're trying to make a pentagram here. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to take the spirit element and make it a reality. There are stirrings of this, is what I'm hearing Lazar say to me. That is why we have these energies of these perceived obstacles coming up, because that is how we're going to transmute it. A big thing is that it's being transmuted through relationships, with this King of Cups card coming out here. This horse energy, Knight of Cups. Did I say King of Cups? Yeah. Well, and that's interesting that I said that, because what he's saying with that is there is a level of mastery, emotional mastery, that is being achieved at the moment as we go through this process. So they're showing me here this knight getting up from this chair and getting onto this horse. And it's going back to the Knight of Wands that we saw in reverse at the beginning of the reading here, at the beginning of this session, where it's like he's having to go back to the beat of his own drum. And it's through relationships, and it's through the wearing of our hearts on our sleeve that a lot of us have learned this. And there's been a lot of alchemy that's had to take place for that to happen. Pain, challenges, transmutation. And now I'm hearing the pain is the way. So the obstacle is the way, the pain is the way. The pain, the transmutation of the pain. 10 of Cups. This is like a beautiful outcome. And then the King of Pentacles in reverse. So again, 10 of Cups is a nod here to what I'm hearing is, okay, this goes back to the energy of soul family, aligning to right relationship. Every single obstacle up until now that you have experienced in relationship with someone who just didn't get you because of your spiritual journey, your gifts, your weirdness, your dancing to the beat of your own drum, it's leading you to soul family. It's leading you to right relationship. I'm hearing rainbow warriors with that as well. Singing your swan song is what I'm hearing. What is this here? It's like a kite. Yeah. This is really beautiful. Now, with this King of Pentacles coming out in reverse, there's a number of messages coming through here, and this is where I'm going to kind of close out the reading. It's now about embodying that in the physical reality. But again, there are certain obstacles that are now the way in order to flip this upright. That's why we had that Two of Pentacles in reverse coming up at the bottom of the deck. We're coming out of this sort of wishy-washy, I don't know where to go, I don't know what to do next. What I'm hearing with that is just take the next step, however small it might be, that you know intuitively is good for you in this physical reality. And they're emphasizing the physical here. So it could be get into your body more, feel good in your body. How can you do that in a healthy way? Start small and start there. Because this King of Pentacles is just about ready to flip. It's like in escrow is what I'm hearing. And the challenges that you've had to go through in relationships to get to this point, they are leading the way. They've led the way. I'm hearing you're almost there. I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, I'm going to close out this reading by giving just a little bit of an update as well to the channel. First and foremost, please leave any comments, anything that's resonated here. Sharing is caring. I also want to confirm and affirm that I am going to be on here regularly now moving forward. A plan of action is in place when it comes to video messages that I will be bringing through, and they're going to be different. 1919 on the counter as I say that. They're going to be different moving forward. I'm being called to work very specifically now because we are dealing with a shift in energies, frequencies, codes, and vibrations. There is a lot of focus moving forward that's going to be on the empath journey and moving into and through right relationship. Okay. Galactic messages as always. And I'm also going to be creating a space for us to be able to gather all together. Whether it is live or whether it is through some kind of a platform that I'm working on. So I invite you to come along for the journey as always. And thank you so much for being here as always. If you are being called to work with me one-on-one, I am offering what is a soul clarity session or soul recalibration session. That is all in the information in the description box. I can also customize sessions for you. So if you are at what feels like a fork in the road right now, if you need some kind of confirmation around something along your journey, I am here to support you in that, holding a space for you to move through transformation in the best way that you possibly can, in your sovereignty and in your power. I thank you for being here, and I'm sending you so much love wherever you are here on beautiful Mama Gaia, in love and liberation, always.